And we are live with another edition of All In on High School Sports, SOAR New Jersey edition with Sandy Seegers. Welcome back, Sandy.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Pretty good. Not too bad. Excited about the basketball season, of course. Still get excited. It's been a long time, but can't help myself. So,
And who will be joining us this evening?
well, we have Pete Torres, who used to coach at Randolph High School, and now he's at Pope John. So I talked to him a little bit in person last week about changing schools and teams. So just wanted to have him on and talk a little bit about this upcoming season. So that's that. But I guess first, Pete, I wanted to ask you, we talked a little bit about it again, but how hard was it to leave Randolph? Because you said you had such, a history there and everything with Kristen, your wife, who is, Kristen Schreiner, formerly a Jefferson player back in the 80s, I believe. We're dating ourselves, but who cares? Right?
Absolutely. No, it's been a big move. It was a little emotional at times. We were there for 15 years at Randolph. Kristen was the head coach for 8 years, and I was her assistant. And then obviously when we had our little guy Chase when he was 2, we decided to switch roles, and obviously I took over the head job when she wanted to be home more. So the last 7 years I was the head coach at Randolph. But it was a big move. It's kind of like I said, it's been our baby for 15 years.
Right.
We coached there longer than Chase has been born, been alive. So,
Right.
It was a little emotional. It was a big decision. It really it took a lot of time to finally make it.
Well, but now you have a new baby,
Yes.
right? There you go, a new baby. Let's call it that. So that's kind of fun, right?
Yeah,
To have a
yes.
new challenge. I know you like challenges.
Yeah, as a coach, it's it gets to a point. Sometimes you think, obviously, I took Randolph, I think, as far as I could. It was the first time in Randolph history that we ever got to the final game, and so this new baby now is just it's kind of rejuvenated me. You obviously got new kids, new program, obviously new school, and and there's been many differences, good and bad.
Right.
But it's been a welcome change. It's kind of got my fire going again.
Yeah, great. So how do you feel? I mean, tomorrow's opening night. How do you feel about that game? And then, of course, about what the conference is like.
Well, it's funny because this is a conference is one of the best around, obviously, each and every year, the American Division. And obviously we start with Morristown, which it kind of laughed at. No matter who you get in this conference, it's always going to be a hard game. But Jimmy Pichotto does a great job with Morristown, and they've been together for a while, so they know his stuff. We're still learning my system. It's been a step-by-step progress. I've seen so much progress out of these girls though, since we've gotten together, and it's but I will say, beginning of the year, to me, Morristown and Chatham are definitely the favorites in this division right now. We still have a lot to prove ourselves. I think we have a very good team, but I think we're going to be much better. Let's say the end of January than we are right now, and I think we're going to be much better then.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I love that. Now, of course, all about the other coaching changes and everything. How do you feel about those? Because of course, the Montville coach will be new, and Sparta coach is different. So that makes it all, just like a whole different thing again, really.
Well, it's funny. Always in this division, you're always going to come up against good coaches, and obviously the gentleman at Montville I have not met yet, but he was the boys coach at Kittatinny, so he's been around the game, and I'm sure he's going to do a great job with Montville. They're always tough, as they've been. I know they lost 3 big players, so this could be a little bit of rebuilding. And over at Sparta, Christine Danella, who's over at Mount Olive. I mean, she's a great lady. Her and I get along very well, and she's obviously was a great player in her day, and a very good basketball mind. So Sparta obviously has a very good coach there too. There's going to be battles each and every night, whether it's the players or the coaches going up against each other.
Right. And who else do you see as contending in the conference? Seems like it's going to be a big battle every day.
Yeah, I think it's that Morristown and Chatham are definitely the top 2 in my opinion. And from where it goes from there, you're going to sit here and have to win every game to make sure you're not dropping. Every game's going to be a battle, and this conference always tough, but it's going to be brand new this year. There's so many players that graduated last year from this conference. And even Randolph's joining the conference this year, my old school, and obviously we lost 5 seniors last year, so that's going to be a brand new team also. So a lot to learn in regards to a lot of the teams now.
Sandy, we have a comment coming in from my All-In co-host and husband, Kurt Valenti, saying, "Hi, Sandy and Coach. Good luck this season and Merry Christmas to you guys." And then, Coach, do you mind if I get this question in, Sandy? He has a question that always comes up, Coach. He says, do you try to fit the girls into your system, or do you run a system that fits the girls you have?
Yeah, no, I do change a lot. It depends what kind of girls we have, because again, we've had different. Again, you're talking about sizes. I mean, you might have a taller team, might have a shorter team, and like I said, what we did at Randolph last year, we didn't do in the past, because last year's group, as good as it was, we didn't have a lot of height. Okay, so it was a smaller team, and we had to be more aggressive. We pressed more, we trapped more. We're again, in years prior at Randolph, there's years we used the 1-3-1 because we had a really athletic, tall team. So yeah, we do. The only thing I will tell you that I do preach, that I am very big on, I tell the girls, you have to play defense. If you can't play defense, then I'm very honest. It's tough for me to find time for you. But we do fit we do try, and when I know the kind of team we have, we do try and fix it according, set things up according to what we have.
Okay, and offensively, I mean, I was just refreshing my memory from last year. Although I did not see her play, I understand that Addie, is definitely all that, and is one of the best players in the state, considered one of the best, right? And what stands out about her?
Well, what stands out about Addie is that she just makes it look very easy. She's a girl who puts a lot of time in. She's such a hard worker. But there's stuff, and usually, like when you're that good, that young, especially this day and age, sometimes kids don't want to listen as well. But she comes in, and no matter what, she is. If you tell her try this, try that, she will do whatever you ask. And she wants to learn the game every day. And that's one thing I've noticed. And she's just a downright good kid.
And what do you see for her this year? Is there anything she's been working on? I mean, she still may join us. We'll see. But is there anything that she's been working on that you've noticed, a change in, or,
well,
she looking to do different things?
Yeah, well, the 2 things we've really talked a lot about. Like I said, she's a very good offensive player. She's very hard to stop one-on-one, and her shot is just getting better and better. The one thing I've told her is that, obviously to play at that higher level, that you're again, the best players are knockdown shooters. But also too, the biggest thing after that is that on her defense. We've talked about defense because there's so many different people that go to college, and also they're not getting time. And all they keep hearing is your defense isn't good enough. And that's one thing we've talked a lot about, different defensive principles, which she is really she's learning every day. She's applying it. And she's just getting better. But she blocks shots like nobody I've ever seen in my 15 years.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely. I love shot blockers.
Oh,
That's
she's
fun. Because I'm short, so and actually really no good at basketball, but that's impressive when you can block shots. That's for sure.
Sandy and Coach, we have Addison in the waiting room. Is it okay if I bring her in to join us?
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right, let's bring her in, and then Sandy, you can welcome her.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Hi. How are you, Addison?
Hi, Addie.
How are you?
Good. Glad to have you, and glad you could come on at such short notice. So, how excited are you about the season starting? How does it feel? It's your second high school season. So, are you all like revved up about it and excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, this season especially because I get to play my little sister for the first time, in high school.
Oh, that's right. Right. Yes. Coach mentioned that last week when we spoke. So how do you feel about playing with her? Have you always played together, or, do you play a lot at home?
We play all the time. I played with her since I was in 4th grade.
Wow.
Play basketball outside of my little brother. It's always
Hmm.
competitive between us. So I'm excited to play with her.
Wow, that's going to be great. I love that. I've done sister stories in the past, and that sounds like yours is going to be a great one too. Great thing. Now, and how old is your brother?
I have two brothers. My older brother is 17. My younger brother is 11.
Oh, and are they players too? Then, well, you said one is. Is the other one?
Yeah, my younger brother is, but my older brother plays football. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So, how do you feel about the team's chances this year in your division and everything, knowing what you know now? Because you got introduced to the league last year, and there's been some changes coaching wise and in personnel. But how do you feel about the league?
I think this team that we have is going to be really good. The chemistry and like the environment that we built this season, well, so far, I feel like it's really good. So I'm really excited.
And what does Coach bring to the team? I mean, he's a
Coach
pretty gets to be fired up guy usually. I've known him a long time. He loves it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've only known Coach for a few months now, but I like the way he coaches. He's very precise and anal and like what he wants, but it's good. It's like he does a good job of keeping our team like to get kind of together, and like we trust him a lot. So I'm excited to play for him.
And now I know too the team doesn't really have a lot of height. So how will you make up for not having, the real big players?
Okay. We don't have a lot of tall players, but we play with a lot of heart and hustle. So I think that'll make up for it.
Oh, good. Okay. And then is Pete, that's what will end up happening, you think then, right? With that, you said that they are a very, spirited team and, hardworking and everything. So that will help you out in that situation, right? Of lacking height.
Yeah. Well, again, we're used to that. I mean, I'm used to having teams without a ton of height. So again, what we do just in regards to, this group has just put a lot of time and they've worked very hard. And they have listened, they apply things really well, which has been great. We've been able to move on from one to another. But I think with this group, especially, like I said, the defensive side that I know that I'm big on and I try and preach, they're all getting used to that right now, but they are picking things up very quickly. So it's been a lot of fun for me to coach that.
Yeah, it sounds great. And I thought it was, I could just tell that there was a lot, everybody was very, seemingly motivated at the practice the other day, last week, and everybody's so seemingly upbeat. And I mean, what other teams though, like if you had to, look at one of the teams, like say Chatham, I believe they have quite a bit back and everything. Like how will you approach games against those veteran teams?
Well, against teams like that, I mean, it's funny. We've been coaching against Joe Gaba for 15 years. I've been in high school, so like I said, we know Joe. Joe knows us. So it's really a matter of those games are always usually very close. It's a matter of a play here or there. And again, I respect him. He's obviously does a great job at Chatham, and he's obviously got some great players there too. He's most of his players right now are juniors. His top players. And it's gonna be a battle. I'll be honest. I think every game for us is gonna be a toss-up game in our conference. Whoever plays better that night is gonna come out the winner.
Yeah, this league with all of the great teams, it's kind of reminding me of the days of the Iron Hills. Again, dating myself and you a little bit, but because you remember it. But I remember when there was Randolph and West Morris and Roxbury. Remember those and Morris Knowles? How those games were. That was something every single day, right?
Yeah, those games. Yeah, well, yeah. Back then, you had a little bit more of the rivalries than you do now. I mean, back then, because everybody was so local, and it was your next door neighbor you were playing, and the rivalries were crazy. Now the divisions are broken down, obviously by size, and obviously depending on coaches vote, and then obviously how you perform throughout the year. And that's why this American division, while it's as great as it is, you're traveling all over the place to play teams. So
right.
It's definitely different that way.
And Addie, I was talking to Coach Torres. We were talking a few minutes ago about you working more on your defense. And we're not by any means saying that you're not a good defender. Just mean that there's certain things that you want to do now, right? As on defense, and what things you're working on without giving away all of your secrets.
Yeah, well, Coach definitely teaches us a lot of stuff on defense that I feel like this season, I feel like we're going to be more prepared for the games that we play. Coach gave us a scouting report actually tonight that I'm going to go study. It's just like the rotations on defense and the things that our team needs to like start learning. I feel like he's going to bring that onto like the team more this year. Our girls are really aggressive this season. I feel like Coach is going to do a good job of helping organize that and like turning our aggression into he's going to make it like productive, I guess, in a way.
And are you looking to personally improve on defense too? Yes. Because it's such a big. I know that you're definitely a huge offensive force. Like I said, I only saw you play at practice. I didn't see you play yet. I usually get to a lot of games, but not so much in recent years. But I have to get out and see you play. But are you excited about that defensive aspect of it and see if the team can make a lot of stops and, turn them into baskets?
Yeah, I'm excited to see how we do this year defensively. I feel like we're going to be pretty good with Coach Torres guiding us.
Okay. And then also, how about Addie personally? Like, do you have any superstitions or things that you believe in, or you're just not a person like that? Are you a person who wears the socks all season or something like that, or a favorite pair of sneakers?
Not really. I mean, I guess last season I wore like the same pair of socks every game. Well, not the same pair, but like the same brand, I guess. I don't really have that many superstitions.
Okay. You don't have to. I mean, some people just do. They're interesting usually. Kind of any certain kind of food you eat beforehand or anything that you would eat every single game?
No, not really.
No. Okay.
I guess not.
That's cool because we just there was a cross country runner on who has quinoa before all of her races and things. So that was just an interesting little thing that she talked about. But okay, so what else? Could you both of you talk a little bit more about the makeup of the team? Because I believe there's only one starter back, right? So what is the makeup of the team, and how deep do you think the team is going to go? And
obviously Addison is our one starter that is back. We have Mia Washington, who was like their 6th, 7th man last year. She's back, and I know she's going to have a breakout season along with that. And like I say, I always kind of joke that people ask me now, Pete, tell me about your team, and I kind of joke. I said I have more talent now than I've ever had. And again, I got 2 girls that are going to be very high level players, and it's for me, it's going to be fun to coach that. But then obviously besides those 2, I've got 2 guards that, Katie O'Keefe and Marissa Captoni, who are doing a really nice job. And those 4 are my captains, just so you know, Addie, Mia, Katie, and Marissa will be our captains this year, Coach John. But those 2 are guards who will be starting, and they are both very aggressive players, both good shooters. And the last spot is going to, be probably rotating depending who we play and matchups with Addie's younger sister, Katie Platt, and Kaylee Fitzmaurice. I kind of feel like I have 6 starters on this team. And again, depending on matchups, I might, because if I have to go big, I might sit one of the guards and start Katie and Kaylee. So it all depends how matchups work out for us this year. But that's again, and then we have a couple people who are back. Maddie Tybor should be coming off the bench. She's a really nice shooter. And that's all just if we can just find some spots for her, that would be great. And then Alex Arbori's done a great job off the bench for our scrimmages. She just does all the little things well, and it's been really fun watching her get better and better. Because when I took over in June, all the open gyms, I've seen such improvement in some of these kids, and it's been really, like I said, as a coach, it's been fun. The outlook for the team, I'm going to be honest. I told the girls I always have high hopes. I'm not doing this to come in second. I think we've got a team which
Mhm.
I've kind of joked with the girls that I'm glad that they lost both their championships last year because now we can be the first
Mhm.
ones. And obviously our biggest goal right now is going to get
Mhm.
that HUS County tournament.
Mm.
I think all
Okay.
the girls talked about that, and hopefully we have a chance to go after that parochial and hopefully go get IHA at the end.
Yeah, great. Great. And I have well, I'm just noticing the time. I just guess I have one more thing. I said we talked about this in TD bit the other day. Like you said, you think you have a good pipeline as far as, building the program and, the horrible R word, recruiting. We all know about it. That's something new for you, right? I mean, of course.
Yes. Yeah, I've started talking to people, and there's people who have younger
Hmm.
kids in 7th and 8th grade that I've really talked to, and hopefully we're going to have a good opportunity. I
Hmm.
know a couple of them definitely told me they're definitely going to be on the way. We've got a couple great young guards right now on our 8th grade
Hmm.
team here at John at the middle school that told me they're definitely coming. So we have a decent pipeline coming in, and again,
Good.
as long as we continue, and we're still young. I mean, Addie, like I said, Addie and me are both sophomores. Katie's a freshman.
Hmm.
I have no seniors right now. The two junior guards.
Hmm.
We have everybody back next year, so this should be a fun 2-year run with this group.
Wow, it is going to be great. I think I can't wait to see the team play for
Me
real.
too.
I know. I can't believe it's here already, right?
Right?
Too.
It's
So
gone
exciting.
fast.
I've done this so many years. And
Yep.
I get excited. I'm like, oh, it's basketball season. It's like, it's weird. And I was never a
And
basketball player, but still, it's funny.
it's fun. It's fun.
Funny how exciting. So, okay, well, I guess that would have to be it because they have another show coming on. But I'd like to thank both of you for coming on, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Your game against Morristown, and I will
Thank you,
definitely
Sandy.
catch you somewhere for sure, or text
Yeah,
me, with fun stuff.
I will.
So
I
good
definitely
luck,
will.
Abby, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Sandy.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Coach, Sandy, Addie, thank you so much. Best of luck
Mhm.
to you this season, and thank you everyone for watching. Have a good night.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.